Coming at you again. This is unusual for me to do this many videos in 1 week, two. But I was catching up on some of the people who I follow on YouTube, is catching up on their videos. And I came across one by Based Mama, and it was a reply to a response video to how Muslim American military veterans and how they respond to hate speech or something to that effect. Anyway, I really liked Base Mama's video. She was pretty short and to the point, and I just wanted to see if I could do one also, and also to kind of expand a little bit on some of the responses, not necessarily by her, but the responses to the question that the people in the video have. So without further hesitation, let's get to it. Let me get this going here. All right, here we go.
I'm a veteran. I serve for this country.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're going to tell me that my family can't come over from the Middle East to visit me? You're going to ban them because they're Muslim?
Yes. If we have to, yes. Look, like it or not, buddy, the Muslim world, that being outside the United States, where Muslims mostly live, particularly that of the Middle East, happened to be a hotbed, a training ground for Muslim terrorists who do want to come to the United States and commit attacks, acts of violence and whatnot. If your family happens to be coming from a known terrorist sponsoring nation, then yes, absolutely. We can and should do that. I'm sorry. Thank you for your service, though. If your family can't be here, my apologies. But it's called national security. Not saying that it's right that all Muslims should be banned from this country, but I'm sorry. Creating a military was necessary in order to protect this country. The military you served in, and again, thank you for your service. This is just another precaution that this country must take in order to protect itself. It's bad enough we got the ones here already that are waiting to commit acts of violence here. Sorry, dude, but yes, we can and should do that. And thank you. And although, what does it mean to identify as Muslim? Just that you say, is it kind of like transgendering? Biologically, I'm this gender or that gender, but I want to identify as the opposite gender or whatever other gender spectrum I want to identify as. And baseball made an interesting point on this one. Over 5,000. Well, that could mean anything. Anything over 5 could be 10,000. Anyway, I'm being facetious. Okay, that's great. Thank you, guys. Okay. Exactly what kind of point are we trying to strike here when over 100,000, 200,000 people of this country identify however they want to that are serving in the military, and 5,000 are Muslim? I mean, I appreciate them. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Not a huge number.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Aleem Shabazz.
Thank you for your service, that is. Every time you hear me say thank you, I'm thanking them for their service.
This is Lieutenant Commander Mahmoud Ahmed.
Hello. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Specialist Sharif Rashid.
Thank you.
I'm POC Shacker from
Shacker. Now see, thank you, by the way, but I would think it would be pronounced Shakir. Oh well.
Kuwait.
Specialist Husseini from 182 FA.
Thank you.
Dragon Battalion.
protecting our great country.
And thank you so very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate what you fellows and ladies do as much as I appreciate anyone else who serves in this military. In this military and our military, really. Okay. What is anti-Islam rhetoric? Huh? What is it? What, don't even play an example here, BuzzFeed. Don't even. Because why would you want us to be able to gauge what you or these people believe to be as anti-Islamic rhetoric?
People seeing us as traitors and not believe that we could be loyal to the United States.
Like who? Besides Donald Trump, and you're being easily offended, who? You know, and not just to mention why. Why would you get so easily upset by the opinion of, guess what, a scant few feel about you? You know what you did. You know what you've done for this country. Screw those guys or girls or whatever that look at you as a traitor.
Many who haven't served, who are in political positions, want to take away our rights as Americans just because we're Muslim.
Lie. That is a lie. Okay? Look, if you're afraid of people, quote unquote, taking away your rights, what are we talking about? Having CCTV cameras around mosques? Okay, well, here's an easy way to get around that. Stop letting people get away with hijacking your religion. Okay? At least your perspective of it. Okay? Now, I have not read the Quran. All right? So I'm not going to claim to know what's in there. All I can go by is what other people have said, people that I trust to be honest. Okay? And just like the Old Testament, there are many things in the Quran that are barbaric. Okay? So stop. Just like you will hear me protest an abortion bomber, an abortion clinic bomber who claims to be a Christian all day long. You will hear me do that. Okay? I don't have to do it because, oh my gosh, it's been over 30 years since that's happened. But you will hear me come down on people like Westboro. Those people are scum. They are not Christians, okay? Not by mine or many, many, many others' estimation. Look, no one is trying to take your rights away. And even if they threaten it, they can't. They won't be able to. All right? So please stop with the droopy face here. Like you're about to just bust out into tears because you're afraid your rights are going to be taken away. Please, you're not that afraid. Stop. This is melodrama here, folks.
We will go die for other people that aren't Americans to support their rights of freedom.
Thank you. And I'm sure they appreciate it. I know that they appreciate it.
But yet, when I come home, political leaders, they talk about following people.
Which political leaders? Can we get a little more detailed on exactly who these political leaders are? All right. Why don't y'all just admit it? You're talking about Trump.
Tapping their phone calls, putting police in,
Yes, that's fine. Okay. We can legally tap your phones. Now, There's been question as to whether or not it's happened legally all the time. It probably hasn't happened all the time. But like it or not, regardless of whether or not you served, your phones may be legally tapped if you are under suspicion of being part of a terror cell. Like it, don't like it, too effing bad.
Muslim majority neighborhoods. For me, that's crazy.
Is it crazy? Is it really crazy? We already know that we have terror cells in this country. Why is it crazy for us to want to be protected?
And we need to stop it, or else I think we've almost lost our soul.
Man. Thank you, Crocodile Tears. You know, there's probably a very good chance that this woman is being completely sincere. Completely, absolutely sincere with the tears. They're uncalled for. They really are. You know, this is just ridiculous, reactionary emotions going on here. You know, it stumbles me to my mind to think that these people are actually this concerned about possibly losing their rights and losing a part of what we are. Look, that happened a long time ago. Okay, I personally don't want to see us go further down the rabbit hole than we already have. Okay, but this poor lady is that overreacting to something that just is not there.
I know what we were able to accomplish together in the military. If our own men and women in our armed forces that are there fighting on a daily basis are able to look past the divide based on race and religion, why can't we, who aren't fighting every day of our lives, do the same thing?
Because no, it's not even a because. Look, it's not happening on the scale that you and BuzzFeed are trying to get out to be. We can and we do that here. Oh, wow. And I'm sorry to say it, the white guy earlier in this video, who would ever guess that that dude's a Muslim? Okay? And yet people who may speak, who have anti-Islamic rhetoric are considered to be racists. This was another point that Basmala brought out in her response. To paraphrase her, it really does squash the argument that anti-Islamic rhetoric is racism. And in case you missed it, Islam isn't a race, just to let you know. Okay, and here's the other end of it too. What is amazing about this, what this guy is saying, and a positive point, is that the guys out in the field can look past this because they have reasons to be suspicious of anybody that they find out is Muslim in the service. You know, the guys they have to serve with, because of at least two cases. These were the two cases that I found more easily because I knew what to look for. But I don't know for certain that there have not been any more instances. So let's go here. Sure, a lot of people recognize this guy. This is Nadal Hassan, the Fort Hood shooter. Okay, he was at Fort Hood, killed or injured about 30 people, I believe, about somewhere in the neighborhood, with handguns, mind you. Oh, 30 plus. Oh my gosh. Gunned down 13 service members, including a pregnant private first class who lost her life and her child, and wounded more than 30 others. So 43 plus people wounded or killed. Man. And this dude was radicalized. He was. Another case in point, Hassan Akbar killed 5. Let me see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Killed 2 fellow service members and wounding 14 others in a grenade attack while in Kuwait. There's another story of him. I think this is yet. And well, this one says 5. Oh yeah, so I don't think this was. Yeah, there's no name released on this one. I probably could dig more. So there's actually 3 cases here. This was, actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to take this back. They didn't. Actually, I don't think they ever got around to mentioning who did do this attack. So this guy might not actually be Muslim. I think I was going to leave this out and then got distracted. So yeah, ignore this one. So back to at least 2 cases of Muslims in the military killing their fellow soldiers. One at home at an army base, and another one out in the field. Okay. So again, they have every reason to not or to be suspicious of you if you're Muslim and serving in the military, especially out in battle or while you're deployed. Okay. The reason why they don't do that is because they have to be able to trust the guy fighting next to them. Not to mention that if you're in a firefight, they don't really have time to think about it. They don't have time to think about what your religion is or your ideology. They just don't. And again, that doesn't happen here. The way that you in Buzzfeed are trying to portray it, that being, being less trusting of Islam. The only reason why you may see more instances of it here is because, well, guess what? There are more of us here at home than are over there out in the field. Okay? You have to think about percentages. Well, thank you, David. Thanks, man. Anyway, it's kind of a shit video. Let me stop that. So that's pretty much all I really got to say about that. I did want to, like I said, wanted to bring in a couple of extra points. Plus, I wanted to see if I could do a video that was not an hour long. I've done it once before. Just wanted to see if I could do it again. Maybe what I need to do is attack smaller videos. Anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. Please give me a subscribe or like. Hey, I'm up to 3 now after only 5 weeks. Channel's growing, buddy. Please check me out at Twitter and also on minds.com and sealion.club. I may create a Facebook page at some point. Also, you can find me here on Google+. And I hope to talk to you guys again soon. Have a great evening.